Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my creative life. I'm creating a really cool card today. I'm using SVG cuts from Printable Cuttable Creatables. That's the spring butterflies and the other is spring borders. If you go to my blog, which the link will be in the information box, you can get a link directly to those files. But I am only going to be using one of those sideways butterflies, so that's why I removed the solid ones. I wasn't sure which color I was going to use so for now I'm keeping all three. And the borders, I'm not going to be using those long ones because I'm making a really cool card today. I saw it somewhere, probably on Instagram, and I thought, you know what, I can make that. So I am going to be doing that with my Cricut in Design Space. So again, I'm using only about, cards. An A2 card is 5.5 by 4.25. So I only really need about 4.25 inches. For whatever reason, that long green one or the darker green one is only available long in this particular cut file. No big deal. I'm going to be slicing that off later. Like I said, no big deal. I went to the shapes button or icon over there to the left, and I'm getting this arch. Now you notice it was going the other way. I just turned it around using the arrow tools. Easy peasy, no big deal. This is going to be an arch fold out card is what I'm calling it. I'm not sure what it's really called, but I duplicated it, and on the front of the card it's going to be an open area. So if you notice here, I'm using the offset button, and normally when we offset, we do an offset on the outside, but if you go to that little gauge, if you do it farther to the left, you get that offset in the inside, which is perfect for what I needed. So I knew it was the exact same measurement. I grouped them both together and then I sliced it. So now I have a hole in the middle of that arch on that one over here. Now I'm going to need I'm going to need 3, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the inside part because I'm still not really sure if I need that part or not, because again, I'm making a card, so I'm pulling one of them because the front of the card is going to be that open arch and the back of the card is going to be the full one. So I line them up super close together, just kind of overlapping them just a tiny bit, group it together, and then I'm going to hit the weld or combine and then weld, and now it is one shape. And then what I'm going to do, because it's a card, you don't have to, it's pretty simple, but I am going to add a score line. So you see this, I changed the color to that open arch just so I knew which one it was, and it's just green. I just wanted to make sure it still fit on the open side of that left side, which is technically the front. Oh my God, so many words. And so I did decide to keep that one, the open-ended part, which I mentioned. I changed the color to that as well, and I just made it just a little bit bigger because I'm going to use that to put inside the card, and that's going to have a background of blue. Right now it says aqua. It's all good, no big deal. So here's the score line that I was talking about. So when you click it over in the shape file, it is actually just like a cut line, and I'm not sure when it turns into score. Maybe it's when I make it longer, but I'm going to adjust the size. I did change the color because I can't really see the score line, but I'm just going to adjust it so it fits right where in the middle between those two where they meet. And then if you notice over there to the right where I have highlighted, it does say scored. So I'm really good with that. So now we need to do the score line plus the image and then hit attach. So when I go to the make it, it's going to automatically score in the middle of that card. So that's the card base. Perfect. That's what I need. Now I'm going to go back to the border. Like I mentioned before, at the most I need like 5 inches width, and we have that long green one. No worries, folks. I'm going to ungroup everything. And then the only thing I'm going to do, I'm started kind of messing around with it a little bit and it gets kind of wonky, but I go back. Anyways, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a shape. This is how I used to cut things before, and I'm just going to grab a rectangle. It doesn't even matter. It just needs to cover everything to the right of that long strip. I need to select both that darker green long strip and that rectangle, hit slice, and then I deleted what I didn't need, grouped everything back together, so now it's good size and it's all good to go. This is going to go for the most part in the inside of the card. Don't worry, you're going to see me put together the card at the end or towards the end, but this is what I'm doing to prepare it in Design Space. So that blue one, like I mentioned here, I'm going to change it now actually to a sky blue. That is going to be the inside of the card, which is also going to hold the butterfly. I did stick with the yellow one, so I'm going to remove that green and blue one later. So you'll see me do that in just a second. But I'm just making sure the proportions look right. And then I'm sliding over that open arch because when we put this in the card, it still needs to be showing, or it needs to be even within the card base. I hope that makes sense. So I did have to lower the butterfly just a little bit, and that's just kind of for visual here. That's what it's going to look like. I love it. I'm going to group everything together because technically I did not size the card exactly what I wanted. I mentioned I wanted to put this in an A2 envelope, which is 4¼ by 5½. So it's pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and save it. I probably should have saved it earlier, but luckily there was no glitches or nothing happened where I lost any work. So now I'm going to hit make, and it's all good. So here are all the pieces cut out. And there were a lot of little pieces, especially with those little flowers. And this butterfly, I don't know if I mentioned it before, it kind of has a stained glass look. It's so pretty. It's 3 different colors or shades of yellow. Love it. So here is the arch of the card. Now, I did put the score line in the middle, like I mentioned. I completely forgot that I also needed to fold back this arch, the front of the arch, kind of within itself. So now we kind of have like a W or an M or an N or whatever that is. But you can see there what I'm talking about. So one of those arches is going to just go attached just to the left side, just on that fold. And that's what's going to hold, that's the frame of the front of the card. I did cut 2 out because I did decide that the green that has also the flower stems, I'm going to put it on the front of the card, and then the darker green and the fence is going to go in the inside of the card flat. It'll make sense. Just trust me. So I always lay out all the pieces before I start gluing. Folks, this is a huge tip because I don't know if you're like me. Sometimes I'll just put glue on it and then realize, oh no, I had it upside down, or I had it the wrong way out, or all of a sudden I don't remember where it goes. So I always do this first, and then I just grab each piece individually and start laying them down. Now I'm using my precision glue gun, using some liquid adhesive, but you could definitely use I have a called Sticky Specs, which this would be perfect for it. The only reason why I didn't use it is because I used up one of my little half sheets that I had, and I've been too lazy to grab it. And so my liquid adhesive was just on my desk. Yeah, that lazy. But look at how gorgeous this butterfly is. Like I said, it kind of has a stained glass look because of the 3 different shades of yellow. Perfect for using your scraps. So this was a lot of fun. Now I started layering the flowers. I'm going to kind of just quickly go through it. Same thing. I didn't put them on the stems yet because I thought, hold on, I'm not even sure what's really showing and what's not when I do the front of the card, like I mentioned. So for now, I'm just putting the flowers together. I think I glue one of them down because it's in the middle and I know it's going to show. But anyhow, I'm just kind of quickly going through that. But I do hope you like this video. I used to be a design team member for Printable Cuttable Creatables, and the owner, Kristen, had emailed me asking if I wanted to be a guest designer. I jumped all over that. Now, I stopped being on the design team. I made that decision because I just was feeling a little overwhelmed with some other responsibilities that were going on at that time. But I use their products all the time. And really, folks, if you are looking for cute SVGs, definitely go check them out. A link to that website will also be down in the information box and as well in my blog as well. So check those out. But again, that butterfly, these spring borders, super cute, super cute. And easy to cut. And the thing that's cool too is they always give you at least 2 cutting options. So if you're cutting out of cardstock, you get one kind of look, so you get more of a layered. And then if you're cutting out of vinyl, which you know, especially HTV, you don't want all those extra layers. You want kind of them to be cut out. And so they'll be already done for you. So you get a couple of different choices, but definitely, like I said, worth checking out. So this is what I was talking about. I'm going to be putting the green grass with the stems in the front of the card. Now I'm just doing it right on top because, like I mentioned, I'm going to, or maybe I didn't mention, I'm going to sandwich it between those 2 frames. That's why I did 2 of those frames, because I knew I didn't want it to look ugly on one end. So if I sandwich it in there, no one's going to see all the rough stuff, if you want to call it that. I didn't really need to put the glue here in the middle because, like I mentioned, I'm going to sandwich it. But you know what? kind of like habit, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put this one just covering everything that I just did. And I'm using my SVG for this. I do a combination of liquid adhesive and SVG just because, I don't know, I'm weird. But to make sure it's on straight, I just use my finger, make sure that one corner is on, and I slowly start trying to like just push it out and make sure everything is even and it's all lined up. And folks, it is. I also considered putting some acetate there just to give it a little bit more sturdiness, but then I realized, because I knew I was going to put that butterfly on some foam tape, I think it would have just looked bulky and weird, so I didn't. And it's fine open. Believe me, folks, this is super cute. So when you attach this frame, you only want to put it on that far left side of that fold. I am putting a little liquid adhesive as well, because if you notice, there's some spots that my ATG didn't get on, or the double-sided tape. So I want to make sure this is really secure. I did the exact same thing. I put my finger right there in that bottom left corner, and I just made sure everything was lined up before I actually let it stick. And again, it's only on that left half of it. But isn't this so cute? I swear this card is so adorable. And the way it looks, like up, presented, my gosh, it's so cute, especially once I put the flowers and everything on. But I do hope you like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do post at least 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking. The other is whatever it is I'm creating in the Command Center, which is the name of my blog and also my craft room. And those could be any projects. And I also have lots of different playlists. So if you're interested in something very specific, check to see if I have a playlist, and I'm sure you'll find them there. But look at this with the flowers. Oh my gosh, it's looking so springy every second. The butterfly I'm going to put on foam adhesive. I mentioned that before. And look at, I was going to start putting some of those, well, I don't know, what are they? Pentagons, octagons, whatever they are. And then I thought, well, let me just use those edges because I needed a long line of them, and we can use all of this stuff. So I'm just peeling off the backing, and I'm going to put that on there. I don't show it, but I end up putting some sequins on there. I also stamp a happy birthday that's kind of arched, so I thought it looked really cute around that butterfly. And that's pretty much it, folks. It is adorable. It is so cute. But look at this and that arch flip card. Is that what I said I was calling it? But anyhow, this is really cute, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. There it is. So pretty. But thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. And make sure you check out Printable Cuttable Creatables. Bye.